I think the weirdest things happen to everyone. It's just not everybody always connects the dots. You guys, I literally can't make this stuff up. You know how I posted a video last week about my paternal grandpa? I have a story this week about my maternal grandpa. So some of you have met my brother, but anyways, he and his wife recently moved to, today is June 22nd, they moved 11 days ago. I love sloths and I am so jealous that he has moved to a country that has them. So on June 14th, we were texting. He had texted me happy birthday. It was actually my birthday. I texted him back. I don't know why I said this. It came into my consciousness. I think it was an intuitive or a spirit-led nudge. I said, find a sloth, your first sloth you come across since moving there. You know, he'd been there for 3 days, and name him Frank. I said, find a sloth and name him Frank. And since moving there, he and his wife had been very sick, so they hadn't actually been leaving the house. They'd been cooped up. So this was June 14th. I said, find a sloth and name him Frank. So cut to yesterday, the 21st. Yeah, the 21st. They were told by a couple of locals about a beach that was like hidden, I guess, like not a beach that's populated. So they decided to go exploring on foot because they were feeling better. So they found this like hidden beach that was like tucked away, and they thought it was really cool. They were the only ones down there, and all of a sudden they were like approached by this, who they thought was like this crazy guy, who like came up to them out of nowhere, and he was like da 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 da, and he was like talking to them. And my brother said, at first I was like kind of scared because he was like all up like in our space and stuff, but then it turned out that the guy was really nice. And what he came up to them and said is he came up to them and he's like, do you want to see a sloth? 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 And so my brother told him, he's like, my sister really loves sloths. So the guy took them to a tree, and my brother gave this guy, after he'd like decided he shouldn't be afraid of him, he gave the guy his phone. And this guy climbed a tree with my brother's phone and took this really cool video of a sloth for me, up close. I'll see if I can put some clips in here. This really cool video of a sloth for me. But the story is, guess what this man's name was? Frank. I think his birth name is Franco or Franco, but he goes by Frank. Like his name is Frank. In the video, I can hear my brother calling him Frank. He's like yelling up the tree to him, "Hey Frank!" Oh my God!
Hey, doing this just for you. I know you wanted to
get some pictures.
Get some video of the first sloth we come across. That's our friend. We just met Frank on camera. Say hi, Frank.
Hi, how are you? And yeah.
Tree just for you. About this sloth, Mary. Love you.
All right. It's amazing. Wow. You see?
My brother and I couldn't believe it. And my brother feels like my maternal grandpa nudged them to this beach. And I know I've talked before, I think like a couple of YouTube videos ago, 2 videos ago or something, I talked about how, 90% of the time spirit will nudge absolute complete strangers to get signs to us. And they'll nudge us to get us into the place of signs and get signs in front of us, etc. He did both in this instance. We think, I should say, that he nudged my brother and his wife down to this beach, or to in front of the people, to find their way to this beach. he nudged Frank to kind of bombard my brother about seeing these sloths. Isn't that cool? It's so cool. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds of that particular name? That's just, I don't know. I don't know. The weirdest stuff happens to my family, but I think it's because we recognize it. I think the weirdest things happen to everyone. It's just not everybody always connects the dots, or not everybody always has, the realizations or puts things together, right? We put things together. We listen, like if I hadn't listened to that intuition to send that text to begin with about, naming a sloth Frank, none of this would have ever played out, right? If I would have had that come into my consciousness and I was like, nah, he's going to think I'm stupid, I'm not going to send that text. He's going to think I'm dumb, I'm not going to send that text. This would have never transpired, right? So I think we all have stuff like this happen, or spirit can play things out like this for all of us. It's just we don't always listen to ourselves. We don't always trust ourselves. We don't always trust spirit. We don't always trust our intuition. And when we receive things, we don't always trust we're receiving the communication. And then when the signs transpire in our lives, we don't always connect the dots, right? And this also plays into mediumship. Sometimes in readings, we'll have things come through in readings. And sometimes clients will be like, oh, I don't understand that piece of information. I don't understand that symbolism. Sometimes it's stuff like this where you have to dot, connect. Because spirit is amazing like that. And we need to wrap our minds around it that way. So much love to you guys. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give it a hug for me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.